Good afternoon, everyone. I got both boys napping, and baby girl is busy doing her thing, so I wanted to get on here and talk to you about something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but I guess it worked out. This month is National Hair Loss Month, so I wanted to talk about hair loss. I have my little notes here so I don't make any mistakes or miss anything. But hair loss happens for many different reasons. It could be triggered by stress, and about 3 months later, 4 months later, you'll start seeing the effects of that, of the hair falling out. A lot of people are noticing a lot of hair loss lately because of the past year and a half of dealing with COVID. The stress of, what do we do with our kids? Do we wear masks? Do we not wear masks? Do we have COVID? Do we not have COVID? Just the stress of, in general, keeping the kids home. During the school year, the kids are seeing it, we're seeing it, a lot of effects of that, right? Nutrition plays a part of it. Your being sick can trigger it. Something that most men and some women have is called DHT buildup on their scalp, and that is one of the main causes of hair loss as well. And then, of course, you have medical reasons, you have just genetics and all those other things of why we have hair loss. But there's a difference between hair loss and hair shedding. It's normal for our hair to shed. Our hair has two parts to it. We have the bulb, which is inside the scalp, and it's attached to the blood vessels that give it all the nutrients and keep it alive and growing. Your hair is alive, it grows. And then we have the shaft, which is also has two parts. It has let me just make sure I don't the hard protein, which is the keratin, and then the protective layer, which is the cuticle. So the products that we use, and whatever you choose to use, is either going to continue to build on top of that keratin and cuticles and just kind of hold it in place. Kind of think of it as you're putting it through a laminator machine. It's just laminating it together. But once you start using clean products that are working in your hair and keeping them clean and healthy, you start to see the laminating comes off and you start to have hair loss or hair shedding. But anyways, our normal hair shedding has, and of course, teacher side of me has to have my diagram. We have a cycle, a hair cycle. We have the anagen phase, which is the very beginning. You have the bulb, you have the shaft, it's attached, it's getting all the nutrients, it's growing. You see you don't see the growth from the outside. This is what you see after, but inside it's growing as well. Then we have, let me go here so I don't mess up. That's our growth period. That's when our hair is growing. It can grow between 18 to 30 inches, and it just depends on genetics and your own hair growth of how long it will get, and your age, your health, all those things. And then we have the catagen phase. Let me get my little diagram again to show you. Is our second phase of the cycle. And in this cycle, it lasts about 2 to 3 weeks, and the hair is in transition. It starts to detach from the bulb, and it stops growing. So this part, it is what it is. This part of my hair, these little hairs here in the front, this is the first phase. It's in the growing phase. Obviously, it's not as long as the rest because this is catching up and it's new hair. So this is in the beginning of my phase, the anagen phase. The rest back here is already in the catagen phase and the telogen phase, which I'll get to now. The telogen phase is our final stage, and that's the resting stage. If you see on the diagram here, it no longer is attached to anything. It's just kind of hanging out there. And what's going to happen is, as the new hair and the anagen phase starts to grow from the bulb, it's going to start pushing that hair out, and then you have, let me see if I have any, you'll start seeing, no, I don't have any right now, but it grows and it grows, and then the last telogen phase is when you start to see, oh, here we go, the shedding. I don't know if you can see that, but your hair starts to shed. So there's a difference between shedding, because that's the dead hair that is going to fall out. It's normal to fall out. It's making room for the healthy, brand new hair that is going to come out. This is where your scalp health comes into play. If you're not using clean products, if you don't wash your hair and take all this buildup off, you're clogging your pores, you're clogging your follicles. Your follicles have nowhere else. Thanks, Rebecca. Nowhere else for your hair to I lost my train of thought. So if you don't take care of your scalp, that's where your follicles have nowhere to go. It's clogged. Think of, let's see, this. My toothpaste, the kids' toothpaste. You see, the hole is all clogged up. So we're trying to push that hair follicle to go through it. As it's more clogged and the hole gets smaller and smaller, it's harder and harder for your hair to grow and come out of your scalp. So that is why scalp health is so important. You need to keep your scalp healthy, clean. That's why there are clean products. Our products have oils in it that mimic our own body's oils, so it can get into the deepest part, the root of your hair follicle, and help that follicle get the nutrients and the hydration and the moisture, everything that it needs to be able to grow and look like this. And it grows longer and longer. I cut my hair probably in like February or March or something, and so it's all growing back now. And then all these little hairs, like I said, are in the beginning of the stage of the anagen stage. But if your scalp is not clean, that's why we wash our hair twice with our shampoos, because the first wash is taking off all that product buildup, especially if it's your first time using it. You're going to use it. You might have to wash your hair 2 or 3 times. So you're gonna, I don't have, 1 second. You're going to grab your shampoo. You're going to shake it up really well. You want to make sure that what you have on your hand, what we call emulsify it. You're going to rub it together, activate those ingredients. You're going to then really get it deep into your scalp, let it do its thing. You won't see suds the first time, especially if you've been using non-clean products, not Monate. If you're not using our products, you're going to see that it kind of just looks like it's just sitting there, and you're gonna be like, well, this doesn't work. It is working. It's taking off all that buildup. It's taking off all of that quote unquote laminate that you're putting on your hair that's holding it all together. Then you're gonna go for a second wash, and that's where you're gonna see all the suds. And then that's cleaning your hair and your scalp. Our stuff is going to clean out the impurities of your scalp. It's going to give your shaft and the follicles all of the nutrients that it needs to grow healthy and strong, and take off all of this gunk to let it come out and grow naturally. It's going to extend the life of our anagen phase. So instead of it being just a few months, a few years, it's going to extend it. You're going to have longer growing hair. Your hair is going to look nicer, healthier, because it is healthier. It's coming from the inside, the root of your scalp, already beautiful and healthy. And so as it's growing and it continues to grow, you're going to see all of that natural shine, all of that health, all the good stuff that you're looking for. You're going to get it in this process. So to recap, it's normal. Our hair goes through 3 phases of growth. It's going to grow, it's going to transition, it's going to just kind of hang out there and fall out on its own. But if you're experiencing hair loss, which is what I was experiencing before in all my life before, which was continuously always losing hair because of my PCOS and postpartum hair loss, that's a totally different story. But if you have the right products and you have that healthy scalp, you're going to see results. It's going to take time. This doesn't work overnight. It's a miracle, but it's not that kind of a miracle where it's going to happen overnight. It takes time and a process. But that's the difference between hair loss and hair shedding. And it's normal for us to shed. It's not normal for us to have so much hair loss. So if you're interested in learning more, follow along. I will keep on sharing about all the different products that we have and how it helps your scalp, how it helps your skin. Our wellness, it starts from the inside. I take my collagen key and my greens every single day, and that has also helped with the production of its own keratin and its own everything collagen, and that also helps with your hair. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'm gonna get back to doing all this stuff to get my kids ready for school on Wednesday. My little boy goes to school. It's been a rough week, very emotional for me because we haven't been apart since he's been born. And well, I hope you guys all have a great day, and hopefully I got to teach you something. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.